Hello. Already having eyeliner trouble. How is everybody? Good to see you guys. I was really struggling to find a topic for today. And then I knew that there was one video that I did want to discuss, but it's kind of short. And I thought, how am I going to fill an entire stream? And then something amazing happened. I went to Walmart. Yes, Walmart. I went to Walmart to pick up a few things. And wouldn't you know that while I was driving to Walmart and I was listening to YouTube, oh, hello, Crochetter, aka and Demo. Good to see you guys. And hello to everybody who's lurking, and hi to everybody who's watching on replay. Anyway, back to my story. So I'm driving to Walmart, minding my own business, and a Karina KaBOOM video pops up. I guess I had autoplay on, and I was kind of half listening with one ear, which is all you need to listen to Karina's content. And I thought, oh, hello, I found the second half of my stream. I got it now. So I am going to be doing a little bit of a hodgepodge. All right, I just pinned my membership information at the top of the stream. There was a third video I was going to play, but I'm on the fence. I don't know if I want to play it during this stream or not, because I listened to it and it turned my stomach, and I'm not really in the mood for that at the moment. All right. You're not late at all, reading. I just started. All right. So yesterday, I played you guys a stream by Nate the Lawyer. I guess he took it down and chopped it up, or he took it down and uploaded short pre-recorded videos. And I saw this one. And I thought, and I did want to apologize for the horrible audio quality of the video I was playing yesterday. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the audio quality was so terrible. I know that Nate, sometimes when he streams, his audio is very, very low. And I do what I can to turn it up as much as I can, but sometimes there's only so much you can do. But his audio levels were exceptionally low. So there's only so much that I can do in StreamYard. So later on when Negs gets home, I'm going to ask him what the deal is with that. Actually, let me... Okay, well, it seems to be... I don't know what to say. I'll ask Negs later when he gets home. All right. Oh, you didn't? Okay, good. Thanks, Demo. Maybe it was still buffer. I don't know. Maybe it was still uploading. Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. I want to pull this video up that he did about Daniel Penny, because it was really good, and there was a bit in it that I wanted to highlight that was not covered in the stream that he did yesterday, unless he covered it and I missed it, because, you know, we didn't watch the whole stream. So let's go ahead and watch this video. Let's go. It's called Daniel Penny and BLM NYC Reactions to Not Guilty Verdict.
What's up? Hi, Daniel. What's up? How you feeling?
Great.
Yeah.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good.
All right, if you haven't gotten the news, Daniel Penny has been found not guilty on all counts. He's essentially free to go. Prosecutors have lost that case, and it was an obvious self-defense case. But we get to see Daniel Penny's reaction to the verdict, because they walked right out the courthouse and went to a local bar and got caught by someone from the New York Post. So
I would have
too. The reaction from Daniel Penny, and then we'll see the BLM reaction, which again is also insane.
What's up? Hi, Daniel. What's up? How you feeling?
Great.
Yeah.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good. He's feeling good.
What's up?
We're
Come together. How's it going? How's it feel?
Feels great. He's finally got the justice he's deserved.
You know, when you look at this video, you're going to see Daniel Penny walk away because obviously he feels uncomfortable. Someone died from this, and he didn't mean to kill anybody. He was trying to do the right thing. And the outcome, you can tell that still strains him. And yes, he's happy that he's free, but you can tell it's still bothering him. It shows you, I think, the character of the person. If that, yeah, he's happy he's not going to jail.
Of course, who wouldn't be?
Not a joyous situation. But again, you could see by his body language. Let me continue to play this.
Did you think it was going to happen?
Sorry? No, we think that this should have happened probably on day one, but the point thing is it happened. So we can't control the timing of it, but we can certainly savor the outcome.
And why do you think it was not guilty?
And shout out to the legal team, right? Everybody hates
kidding.
lawyers until you need one.
Right, that's true.
They did a hell of a job.
They did a great job.
That jury and convincing that jury that the prosecution didn't meet its burden. And this was an obvious self-defense case. And, you know, we say that now, but actually going through the motions and putting all that stuff together and fighting against the machine, it takes a lot of gumption. And, you know, Daniel Penny was served right. These lawyers did a fantastic job. So I just want to make a shout out to the legal team. For
they sure did.
They deserve all the flowers because they kicked some behind.
That's that guy.
Well, he's not guilty on a few different reasons. Because his actions were justified. He was trying to help people on that train, and he did. And number two, he's not responsible for the death because the death was caused by a lot of other factors that we tried to present with a lot of clarity, such as the K2 abuse and the sickling crisis, and cardiac issues. Not to mention the paranoid schizophrenia, which only added to that impact. So I'm just glad that the jury was able to truly evaluate that as a potential cause of death, and that Danny was justified in the actions that he took.
I don't think he could have said it any better. I think the people on that train understood what was going on. I think the jury who rides the train every day understood what's going on, especially after you just had some maniac on the train stab 3 people to death in New York. And
there you go.
The person who they want to put behind bars is not the Jordan Neely who tried to kidnap a 7-year-old and is breaking the nose of senior citizens in New York with 40-something arrests. It's Daniel Penny, the person who has no criminal history, the person who everyone on the train said was helping and saving them from this maniac, and the other 2 guys. Remember, there was it wasn't the only one. There were 3 people who jumped on Jordan Neely to stop his madness. So this wasn't about race at all, even though, and it's shocking to say, the prosecutors tried to make this case about race. They tried to make this a case about this skin color, and it wasn't. And I'm just glad the jury of black people, white people, Hispanic people all saw through that fraud.
Yeah, but it was about skin color, very much about skin color, the prosecution, in another sense, because it wasn't just Daniel Penny who tried to restrain Jordan Neely on the train. There were 2 black guys who were helping him, and they didn't get prosecuted. Only he did. So yeah, it was about race because the prosecution made it about race. And wait until you hear what's coming up. This really took me by surprise.
And I do want to show you.
Hi, Judy.
It's sad because this is a clip that my friend from AJ, from Actual Justice Warrior, his name is Sean. I'm saying AJ. I'm supposed to say AJW. But Actual Justice Warrior, great channel, fantastic channel. If you like my type of content, you'll love his type of content. You should definitely jump over there and check him out.
Yeah, Actual Justice Warrior's channel is very, very good. I do recommend it.
He has this clip of an ADA, and this ADA is the person who prosecuted Daniel Penny. And she's going to tell us about another case in which she tried to prosecute a guy who killed an 81-year-old in a robbery. Now, this person you're supposed to get life in prison, right? Robbery. The guy dies on a robbery. That's felony murder. It's over. But listen to the reasons why she did not seek felony murder charges against this obvious career criminal.
So I'm going to.
All right. Now, as you listen to this, I don't want to belittle this. I don't want to make it into a joke, but I'm sorry. This is a question for Crochetter. but everybody can play. Everybody can play. When I listened to this woman speak and the excuse she gave for not prosecuting a man who was responsible for the death of a victim during the commission of a robbery, a musical came to mind. A very specific musical and a very specific line from a musical. So, and I'm going to give it away at the end. I'll let you know. I'm not going to keep you hanging. But listen to this woman. Listen to this story. And now you will understand why New York is awash in crime and why New Yorkers have had enough. And why basically everybody in the prosecutor's office that was involved in this or anything else like it, this woman specifically needs to be disbarred. That is my opinion. Let's continue.
I'm going to give you an example of something that I did with a recent case of mine, and this has never been done in my office. I had a murder case where the defendant did not intentionally kill the victim. He went into an ATM on the Upper West Side and tried to rob an individual. Unfortunately, it was an older individual. He was 86. And in the course of the robbery, he fell to the ground. And as a result, he died. This is under the law a felony murder, which is akin to intentional murder. However, when I first got the case, I learned, I took the time to learn about the defendant. And it was a strong case, so it wasn't about a whodunit. I knew immediately who did it. I could prove it. I could take it to trial that day and win it. But it wasn't about that. It was that the more I learned about the defendant and his life and the circumstances, the kinds of things that Jarrell was talking about, that one should take into account the trauma of that individual, I really felt incredibly sorry for him that he had gotten to that point in his life where he felt like there was no other choice but to commit this robbery.
Oh, okay.
So understand, this prosecutor.
Okay, you just heard the story, right? Name that musical. I know you know it. Karsten, I know you know it. That story that she said. All right. Officer Krupke were very upset. We never had the love that every child ought to get. We ain't no delinquents, we're misunderstood. Deep down inside us, there is good. There is good. Does that ring a bell? So the guy was depraved on account of he's deprived. And here we have a woman who took the lyrics from G. Officer Krupke and applied it to the criminal justice system. Hey, Negs, how are ya? Love you. West Side Story. Yeah, we are good, we are good, we are good, good, good. Exactly. We're depraved on account of we're deprived. Who was the guy who committed the crime? Riff? Lady. Maybe this woman has forgotten that the prosecutor's office is a branch of law enforcement. Maybe she forgot that. So the guy, an 86-year-old man, dies during the commission of a robbery, and this woman is like, well, but let's think about it. He had a hard life. The criminal had a hard life. All right. But she wanted to put Daniel Penny in jail for 15 years. All right, let's continue.
Sorry. This prosecutor over here. She would rather give Daniel Penny, who was helping a train full of people, where all the people said he was helping us, we're thankful for him, this guy was going to kill us. Thank God for Daniel Penny. She wants to give him 15 years. Right?
Yep.
Because he
She
stopped
sure
the
did.
madman who was threatening passengers, who had beaten up and targeted elderly people in the past, who had tried to, remember this guy Jordan Neely had tried to kidnap a 7-year-old.
That's right.
All of that, you're doing all of that. And she wants Daniel Penny to get 15 years in prison because
Hi,
he happens to
detective.
be white. Then when it
My
comes to this
love.
black defendant who goes
Not Detective
to an ATM,
Cochise, Negs. Love you.
Kills an 82-year-old.
Yep,
Said
82-year-old.
unintentionally. I don't care. She's trying to rob him. The reason why he's trying to rob an 82-year-old is because he's 82, right? Hard,
Exactly.
You can't chase him or anything like that. Easy victim. Tries to rob an easy victim. The victim dies. Lo and behold, she talking about the defendant. The defendant is the one that needs help. The defendant is the one that needs understanding. The defendant needs jail time. He needs like life in prison.
I agree.
But no. She's understanding. She's understanding of that. And that's the people in the city of New York elected to be prosecutors, right? She works for the wokest prosecutor in the country right now. And
okay, is this woman's position an elected position? Did she run for that office or that position, or did Alvin Bragg's job obviously is an elected position, but so he didn't hire her? She had to run for office. I don't know how it works in New York. This is an honest question. I don't know. This woman needs to be ridden out of town on a rail. I think that she needs to be disbarred. That is my personal opinion, because she is not fulfilling her oath to protect the citizens of New York. If you cannot even protect an octogenarian from a criminal because, what did she do? I mean, the guy died in the commission of the robbery, right? Oh, but he didn't mean it. Oh, okay. All right. But Daniel Penny needs to go to jail for 15 years for being a hero, which was a fact that was acknowledged by everybody who was on that subway car and by a jury, a mixed race jury. But this woman, because she overplayed her hand, this woman, because she thinks she's still operating in 2021, wanted to lock up a law-abiding person, a man with no criminal record, to do hard time in a very ugly prison. Prison. That's prison, not jail. This woman needs to go. She needs to go. She needs to go yesterday. And I haven't had a chance to check out the headlines today. I haven't had a chance to read the New York Post or the Daily News or any of those, or the New York Times. I forget the New York Times. I can only imagine what they're going to say. But I haven't had a chance to see the reactions from the New York press, to see what they're writing and the editorials that they're posting about Alvin Bragg's office, which is an absolute shit show.
That's why I think that's why Trump won. That's why crime became a big issue. That's why all those counties in California turned red, because of people like this. People like this.
Yep.
Who for some reason have twisted the criminal justice system into this thing of, just skin color. It's all skin color based.
That's right.
Black guy robs an Asian man, kills him, but we should take pity on the black guy and give him less time and try to figure out something other than incarceration. But the white guy who saves black people by killing some maniac, and again, the killing was unintentional, just like in the other case she's talking about, that guy should take the 15 years.
Why do you think that the Asian community is so goddamn angry? Why do you think Asians are so pissed? It's very instructive to follow some of the Asian Twitter accounts, people who are Korean, who live in specifically San Francisco and Oakland, and see what they have to say. Asians, a lot of Asians on social media are not keeping quiet anymore. They were fed up and angry enough that they were being damaged by these shitty college admissions affirmative action decisions being made at places like Harvard and UNC and other schools. They sued and they won. So we can thank the Asian community for basically wiping out affirmative action at these universities in admissions. They're still managing, I'm sure, to find ways to be sneaky, to let people with lower test scores and lower grades who graduate lower in their class in over somebody who has higher test scores and higher grades and whatever. It was the Asian community that stepped up and said, enough is fucking enough. That's enough of that. But Asians are a lot like Jews in that they're a minority community that for some reason is not allowed to have an opinion, is not allowed to express anger, and is not allowed to tell the truth, and is not allowed to claim minority status, because Asians and Jews have one similarity with these radical, insane people, these SJW, DEI types. And that is that they are perceived to be privileged communities that need to be held down and need to be tamped down, and that there is no crime or no injustice that can be committed against those two communities, because by definition, they are privileged communities. And the Asians have had enough. And it's about fucking time. All right, let's continue.
Make it make sense, people. Now let's look at BLM, their reaction. We'll look at the founder of BLM New York. She's going to react.
Shavonna Newsom, CHIVONA-NEWSOME. I'm the co-founder of Black Lives Matter Greater New York, and I'm a devout Christian. And in my Bible, thou shalt not kill.
Whatever.
In the Torah, thou shalt not kill. In Buddhism, in Hinduism, thou shalt not kill a living thing. But America has no moral code. America has no soul. Our bloods have paved the streets of this nation since its inception. It was foolish of us to think that a black man would get justice in the system designed to keep him oppressed.
Right.
My heart bleeds for the Neely family. My heart bleeds for his father, who sat in front of me every single day and prayed for justice for his son.
You know, I would be a little bit more inclined to listen to what any of these race pimps have to say if they spent less time trying to defend criminals and more time trying to defend the victims who were on that subway car, the victims of crime. You know, the little old ladies that are getting punched in the face by luminaries like Jordan Neely. Or getting stabbed or robbed by people like George Floyd. I would be more impressed if BLM spent more time looking after people in the community who really need help and protection from the criminals. But BLM always sides with the criminals. Why is that? Why? Well, I think we know why. Because that's what makes them money that they can embezzle to spend on luxury homes. Let's continue.
There is no one coming to save black people, or else we wouldn't live in these ghettos, we wouldn't be in these prisons, and we would be further along than we are. We wouldn't be at the absolute bottom. So forgive me for being jaded and cynical, but once we saw those non-white jurors, we knew that this case was over. None of them. Non-white jurors. How could there not be an uproar that the same person who got
9 white jurors, huh? What about the rest of the jury? It was unanimous. It was unanimous. Aren't there 12 people on a jury? So what about the other 3? You think the other 3 were, what, coerced into voting a certain way? I don't think so. I will be very, very curious to see the interviews with the jurors, if they even want to give interviews. I mean, if I were on that jury, I wouldn't give an interview. I would go underground. I would wait for all this to pass. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue.
Of Kyle Rittenhouse, who got off O.J. Simpson, was used here. And shame on you, celebrities and politicians who claim not to be racist, because the racist spoke loud and clear. John McCain's daughter, she had something to say. I think she incited a riot for the right.
Did she?
Phil Mickelson, he had something to say. Kid Rock donated $3 million. And if you look on social media, if you look at the hatred spewed across against us.
Yeah, Kid Rock donated $3 million and George Floyd was buried in a gold casket, which was ludicrous. The mayor of Minneapolis literally bent the knee in front of that ridiculous gold casket to honor a criminal. Keep reminding people it's not 2020 anymore. It isn't. We need to spend more time worrying about the people in the Black community who need protection from the police. They need good prosecutors. They need to get help in fighting crime so that the stores can open back up again in those neighborhoods, so that little old ladies don't have to worry when they want to go shopping that the Safeway is closed now, the Walgreens is closed, the CVS is closed, the Target is closed, everything is closed, and that they now have to go shopping at the way overpriced bodega on the corner and hand a clerk money through plexiglass. These are the people I care about. I don't give a shit about the criminals. Fuck them. That's how I feel.
Against black people, against a man who was sick. Because when there's a crisis of drugs in America, I'm sorry, it's only a crisis when it's a white person, an opioid crisis.
Oh, really?
Jordan was labeled a drug addict and labeled a crackhead.
He was.
The only crime that Jordan nearly was guilty of was the color of his skin.
Come on.
Oh.
But luckily for Daniel Penny, his skin was not like Jordan's. Because you honestly...
So robbery, kidnapping, assault, things of that nature, those are not crimes. I see.
Wouldn't have seen our face. The NYPD would have arrested him after 3 hours. The justice system would have found him guilty. And shame on this jury. Because to be real, they didn't even try. Once the lesser charge was removed, they came back an hour later and said it was deadlock. Less than an hour and 20 minutes later, they said not guilty. These wonderful white people, I hope they celebrate their Christmas while the Neely family is praying and asking God for comfort. Goddamn them and goddamn America.
All right, then.
Now, as you see, the race hustling game has to continue to race hustle,
Of
right?
course.
If she doesn't, she has to say that because she wants to get more money.
Yep.
They want to try to make this into a George Floyd. And
Exactly.
the reason why is because George Floyd got them $90 million. They don't give a damn about Jordan Neely.
They don't.
Right? They don't care about any of it. They care about the money.
Yep.
So the way they do that is obviously just straight up lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell you things that you know not to be true. And hopefully you'll feel so shamed about having racist thoughts that you'll overlook the fact that it was black people on that
That's
train
right.
that thanked Daniel Penny
Yep.
for helping them. It was black people who went and testified and said, you know what? That guy was crazy. Somebody was on the train for 50 years said that, hey, I ride the train for 50 years. There's something I've never seen before. The woman who rode it for 30 years. I've never seen this either. Right? Lifelong New Yorkers. And the only side, and I want you guys to really make sure you understand this, the only side that's mentioning race is the state and the prosecution.
That's right.
Is BLM. The
Yep.
defense didn't bring up race. Matter of fact, they bought all the witnesses. They bought all the facts. Here are the facts. Here are the witnesses. And the other side only have race. And since that race narrative has failed, this is what you have now.
Yep.
As always, tell me where I'm wrong in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about this case. I'm happy the kid got off, and I'm happy that sanity eventually went out. Don't forget to like, subscribe to all your YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, Nate. Nate the Lawyer's. The link to Nate the Lawyer's channel is in my description. And Nate, hi Lynn, and Nate said something very funny yesterday, which is, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote, but it's something like, if you're called a racist now, all that means is that you're probably sane. Because these sorry, got lipstick on my teeth. Because these race pimps, they don't make any sense. They don't. And I said yesterday, I have nothing but contempt for race pimps, race hustlers, and capos, because they're all the same to me. They're exactly the same. Now, I was going to play a video, and I'm not going to play it. Okay, I've been going back and forth as I've been sitting here. I have been thinking about it ever since I watched it. I'll tell you about it, and you can go watch it yourselves if you want to. Remember the 17 diapers lady, the Mormon mom, who created a firestorm because people were saying that, you know, the child was flinching in the store, and she took the kid out in very cold temperatures and didn't have a jacket for him. And there was a question about whether or not he was being fed and cared for properly. Okay, that one. Nurse Hannah. A guy came out and he uploaded a TikTok and he doxed the fuck out of her. He found where they lived. He found the husband's real estate company. He said he was going to call CPS. He said that he was going to call, I think he said he was going to call the nursing board. It was like a whole drama, right? And for weeks, people had been stewing, absolutely stewing about this woman and the treatment of the child, the woman and her husband. A relative has come out to blow the whistle on the individual who doxed Nurse Hannah. Now, the reason I don't want to play the video that Amy Robinson did about this situation, it's very simple. The guy who came out and doxed Nurse Hannah and her family has vanished. He's gone. He's offline. Nobody knows where he is. So the half-sister by the biological half-sister, I guess they have the same father, came out and said that the guy abused her and that there was a lot of sexual abuse in the family, and, you know, that he was not the person to come out. Now, why is it that I don't want to play the video? Well, I think that the way this woman went about it was incredibly unseemly. I do. I don't know if her allegations are true. She shared some DMs that she shared with this guy and made it sound like there was something very untoward. I read the messages, the DMs carefully. I didn't see anything untoward about them. I didn't see anything that was out of pocket about the DM exchanges that they were having. And I would guess that if Amy had read those messages and she didn't know who they were being exchanged by, she knew nothing about the sender and the recipient, she would have found nothing weird about them at all. But because she already knew that the half-sister was making these allegations, she immediately started reading all kinds of shady, dark intent in these DMs. And, you know, her point was, yeah, see, this is what I'm getting to. If it is real, if her story is true, and of course she said that everybody in the family now, like all these women from the family, are going to go on live and they're all going to tell their story, which is disgusting. TikTok, the internet, whatever, is no place to be sharing stories like that. Absolutely not. The guy is gone. He's vanished. It's over. And CPS has gotten hundreds of calls about Nurse Hannah and her husband. CPS has been so overwhelmed with calls about these two that if anybody saw that video and thought, oh, okay, I'm going to stick my oar in, I'm going to call CPS on Nurse Hannah and her husband, don't bother. They've been slammed with phone calls. Slammed. Hundreds of phone calls. And CPS is now saying, no more. You know, we can't handle the volume. We get it. All right. We've gotten the same reports over and over and over again. Stop calling. And the irony was that Amy said, oh, well, I guess that the lesson is you never know who anybody is on the internet. No, you don't. And that goes for these women who are making the accusations too. We don't know if it's true. We don't know. And TikTok is not the fucking place for it. It is not the place. The father is dying of cancer. the father of the guy and of this woman who made the accusation. The father is dying of cancer. You could not give that man the courtesy of allowing him to be sick and die in peace. This is how he's going to check out of the world. You couldn't handle this privately behind the scenes. No. No. I don't trust anybody who comes forward with accusations on the internet unless I can see absolute proof. I don't trust anyone. I'm not saying he's innocent, but I'm not saying he's guilty based on the word of this woman. No, absolutely not. And that's why I decided not to play the video. I thought that Amy did a very bad job with it. That's my opinion. Especially if you're going to go on stream or you're going to go on a video and say, oh, you have to be very careful about who you believe. You're right. You do. You do. You have to be very, very careful, especially when it comes to allegations that are as serious as the one she was making. I don't know. The whole thing left me feeling gross. You know, I didn't like it. Yeah, no kidding, Riri. A lot of calls. Okay. All right. So I want to close out with Karina. I see that a lot more people are paying attention to Karina these days. And I love raking Karina over the coals. Karina is such low-hanging fruit. So as I said today, I'm driving to Walmart. Yeah, exactly. I hate it. I hate it. I hate what is going on the internet. It makes me sick. But anyway. Yeah, that too. Where's your comment? Yeah, correct. All right. So as I said, I was going to Walmart today and my videos were on autoplay and this Karina video popped up and I thought, oh, perfect. Perfect. So I think that we should all struggle through it together. And I'm going to give my views because, you know, it's amazing to me how Karina's critiques of Amberlynn apply to her as well in so very many cases. So I thought that I would, yeah, I can't watch her either. And I used to watch her too, but it's too much now. All right, let's wrap up with this.
Hello, my favorite girly pops. In today's video for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, you heard it here last, we're looking at the aftermath of what happens when Amberlynn lies to her audience about her girlfriend, and her girlfriend tells us the truth. You know, I'm reminded of a sonnet by Amberlynn Shakespeare.
Okay, so far we are now how many minutes into the video? 18 seconds. 18 seconds. She's already repeated the same goddamn jokes she tells in every stream. The same thing with hello girly pops. She always, you know, uses that old chestnut. A sonnet by Amberlynn Shakespeare. I think she has made that joke about 3,000 times. And we're going to talk about Tommy again. Because of course we are. And so this is the thing. Karina is somebody who's always accusing Amberlynn of being incredibly lazy and not putting any effort into her videos. That's absolutely true. We all know that. We know she's lazy. We know she doesn't put any effort into her videos. We know that she will do the minimum required for money. And Karina is exactly the same. Exactly the same. Same jokes. Same, you know, corny references, same topics over and over and over and over again. And now she's uploading twice a day because it's December. And of course she is. So let's go.
When she says that people, you know, judge
Thank
her,
you, Vicky.
make negative observations about her, based on superficial things, right? And what the community always says is, no, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with your behavior. My big advice to anyone out there listening is, if you want people to treat you well, how about you treat people and others as you would like to be treated? If you continuously lie to people, deceive them, have a dedicated decision that you make on a daily basis to mislead them, probably your relationship with these people is not going to be that great. And that could.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's worked out really well for Jordy. Jordy lies to people. Jordy misleads people. So does Mr. Snowflake. He goes out there, he makes insane, wild allegations, throws around words like murderer. So does Mr. Snowflake. And it's worked out super well for Jordy so far. It's worked out really well for Frenchie, too. It's worked out very well for quite a few of these reactors, actually. Including you, Karina. Including you. Did you know, by the way, that clickbaiting titles is against YouTube's terms of service? Every single video has a clickbait title. Amberlynn Reid explains why she lied about girlfriend Tommy. And the video proves no such thing. Every single video is clickbait. Every one. So, okay, let's continue.
Could be, you know, really the title of Amberlynn's relationship with her audience. So we're going to get into all the drama. Amberlynn lies on her Instagram, on her videos, and then uses a specialized language to manipulate her audience. It's a wonderful
so do
time
you
to be alive. I personally feel like a girl of 2021 again. What about you?
There we go with that fucking girl of 2021 again joke. Karina, I cannot even begin to express how incredibly amused I am that you, of all people, would call any other content creator lazy. Every single video is the same. The recycling of the same stupid jokes, the recycling of the same boring, idiotic talking points. No editing, no elements. You know, throwing up this Kermit, and that Kermit joke, that shtick, it's so played out. I mean, enough already. No video clips, no audio clips. It's just still shots, and then when you run out of images, you throw up that Karina KaBOOM graphic. Thank God, though, that she stopped trying to interview squirrels. Thank God, because that was really played out. That was really, really played out. That was so crashingly unfunny. It wasn't funny the first time, and it wasn't any funnier the 300th time. Let's go.
Now, have you ever seen anything in my videos and you were like, you know what? I would like to purchase this. Well, now you can. This is my affiliate link right here. If you go there and you purchase something, please let me know so I could be excited for you.
Agreed.
All right. We're going to get into all the drama. Everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only. Nothing is meant to be taken seriously. I am sharing my own personal opinions, not facts. On publicly accessible information, first made public.
I never have I ever.
Figures. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave them mean-spirited, negative, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, so as far as lies go, I will admit this is not a big one, but I'm actually glad this happened.
I'm going to make a whole video about it.
But the way that she explains her lies is what I've always talked about. She likes to manipulate language and manipulate her audience. And
you mean like calling people murderers? I would say that that's a hell of a manipulation of language, wouldn't you? I would. But I know that you like Jordy, so, you know, you're not going to call him out. God forbid, but let's go.
Sometimes people come here and they're like, oh my God, that doesn't happen. Or my favorite one is this. Oh my God, why does it matter? Well, she's a public figure. She's getting paid for it. And if she can lie for money, I can certainly talk about it. Okay, if you don't remember, What happens is Amberlynn made up a story that her girlfriend's name is Tommy. Her girlfriend's name is not Tommy. And on the
Karina, everybody fucking knows that the girlfriend's name is not Tommy. We've known this for weeks. How many videos, Karina, have you made about Amberlynn calling Emily Tommy, and Tommy is not her real name? I think that there are probably upwards of half a dozen, if not more, videos that you have made because you are lazy. You're as lazy as Amberlynn is. It's just that what Karina does is, instead of doing what Amberlynn is doing now and making these shitty 4-minute long videos, she makes a 4-minute video that she stretches out into 30 minutes or 20 minutes so that she can put more ads in. That's what she's doing. You are every bit as lazy as Amberlynn when it comes to content. Your content is terrible. You're lazy. You mislead your audience. And all you do is recycle the same talking points over and over. You've been doing it for years. And I'm really glad that more people are now taking notice of what a horrible, lazy content creator you are. Let's go.
Internet, she was asked, why is it that, Tommy wants, like, why is her name Tommy all of a sudden? And Amber said, and I quote, "It's what she prefers to be called, so it's out of respect." The screenshot is on the screen, okay? Just never forget, it's what she prefers to be called, so it's out of respect.
So what?
Then her girlfriend told the truth and said, hey, like, Amber came up with the name and all that other stuff. Okay.
So what?
Then we talked about Amberlynn being called out for this. And now comes the aftermath on Instagram about it.
Okay.
I want you to pay attention the way that she responds to being called out for lying. You said Tommy chose that name. Tommy, Amber chose it. I don't know why.
It doesn't, Negs.
Answer. I never said Tommy chose that name. So basically, this will be a manipulation of language. She always lies to further her narrative. Whatever narrative she has, in this case, it's a small one, like, oh, okay, my girlfriend's name is Tommy. I remember the first time, listen, I'm reminded of a sonnet by Amberlynn Shakespeare.
Here we go again.
Hans Christian Amberlynn, my favorite author, writer, poet laureate, Hans Christian Amberlynn. I
swear to God, Karina, if I ever hear you use the word sonnet in a video again, I am going to get very, very upset. The same jokes, sometimes repeated in the same video, over and over and over and over again. And like I said, it's no funnier the 500th time than it was the first time. It's not funny. You're not a funny person, Karina. You're not funny. But let's go.
Remember when she first said that her name was Tommy? The way that she said it, you could see that she was lying. She couldn't look the audience in the eyes. And by the way, I know you don't need to comment. Oh my God, some people can't do that. Don't do that for other reasons. I agree with you. In Amber's case, it's simple. It's simple body language. She is lying. Also, you could see the way that she said it. It was a lie. Girl, you a lie, okay? You can never make eye contact with your audience because your whole channel, everything you're putting out, it's not you, it's a lie. Okay. I never said Tommy chose.
Karina, you're not even on camera. You haven't been on camera in years. I don't even remember the last time that Karina was on camera. Because I started watching Karina when she was doing those really aggressive, hostile nail polish reviews. And then she got into that whole brawl with Manny MUA and Jen Gerard. And then the rest is history. Karina has not been on camera in years. Why don't you pop on camera, Karina, and so that we can see your body language? What do you think? I think that would be interesting. Let's do a whole analysis of eye contact and body language and everything else. Let's do that. Let's go.
That name, really? You said it's what she prefers to be called, clearly implying that that's what Tommy wanted.
Who cares?
That is Tommy's whole thing, and clearly implying that Tommy that's Tommy's name, and Tommy, came up with the name and all that stuff.
Okay, and if Amberlynn had gone on stream or she had gone on video and said Emily's actual name, then everybody would have criticized her for doxing her girlfriend. It was the same thing with Jade. Jade called Amberlynn called Jade wifey. Everybody knew her name was Jade because, of course, it took like 5 seconds to get her doxed. It's like the goalposts are constantly fucking moving with these people. Constantly fucking moving. Every single day. Oh, you said this? You should have said this. Oh, you said that? Well, you should have said thus and so. No.
Look, she wanted to put the blame on Tommy for creating a fake name. And I will say, like, some of you have come here and you've said, well, it's okay that Tommy is using a fake name.
Who
and
cares?
You're entitled to your opinion, and I respect your opinion, but I don't agree with it. If I really love someone, and I'm just going to talk about myself, if I love someone as much as Amber claims people love her, and if I was all in, do you know what being all in a relationship is? It means that you're like 100% there. I would use my real name because I would have nothing to hide. And Amber needs to take responsibility for the audience that she has created and how.
All right. I think that if in looking back, you know what, Negs? I was about to say this. I don't think I can even count on the fingers of one hand how many times in the past, well, let's see, Negs and I buried the hatchet in December of 2021. 3 years ago. And I can count on the fingers of one hand and have fingers left over how many times I have called him Ron in those 3 years. I call him Negs. That's his nickname. That's how I refer to him. I am the only person in his real life who calls him Negs. Nobody else calls him Negs. No one. Just me. And it's a special thing that I have with him. I don't call him Negs on stream. I don't call him Negs in real life. In my phone, his phone number is saved under Negs. Who cares? It's a nickname. What difference does it make? Oh, I guess that means I guess that means I don't love you, Negs, because I don't call you Ron. This is what Karina has taught us today.
She's empowered them with her bad actions. And I'm going to say that again. Empowered them with her bad actions. That's what it is. So she knows all of this. Everything that I just said, Amber's aware. So she basically highly implied that she, didn't have anything to do with this. And now she's saying, I never said Tommy chose that name. It's always a manipulation of language. Yes, Amber, it is correct, technically. See, she's a stickler for manipulative language. She's very careful when she chooses her words so she can lie in perpetuity, right? And then say, but I technically didn't say that. Yeah, you technically never said that Tommy chose the name, but you highly implied it. And that is what the next statement says. You said Tommy preferred that name, implying she chose it. Girl, be for real. I didn't imply she chose it. I implied that she wanted to be called Tommy above anything else, which is true. Okay, this is
my assumption, not that anybody asked, but since everybody has, to throw their, stick their oar in, my assumption is she calls her Tommy because Emily is a tomboy. That's what I assumed. And honestly, I think Tommy is a cute nickname. It suits her. And why are we having this conversation for the millionth time? Really? This is all you can do. This is your only content. Yeah, Amberlynn's content is terrible. It's been terrible for years. We all know that. That's why I don't watch her. But Karina, your content is no better. It's no better. You have never posted a vlog. You have never talked about anything. You haven't talked about something other than Amberlynn or Foodie in years. I don't even remember when she made the transition from makeup to, well, she went from nail polish to drama And then she went specifically to Amberlynn primarily, and with Foodie included. What an incredible archive of material you've left behind, Karina. It's something to really, really look back on with pride.
Ambi, my favorite, most entertaining, riveting YouTuber. I would like to take a moment of silence for Amber's amazing use of language. Hans Christian Amberlynn, the moment is over.
It's not funny again, okay. Karina.
100%. And look at this. I really want to go over her language because her language is so specific. She manipulates language and uses it very carefully. So when you look back at the actual wording, she's correct.
Oh my God, Karina, you're not studying Talmud. It's an Amberlynn Reid Instagram Q&A. You know, I don't know how many of you years ago used to read Guru Gossiper, and I'm not quite sure what happened to it, but it was sort of like the makeup community mean girl version of Kiwi Farms. And, you know, these different creators had their threads and they would get roasted by the women. And there was a ton of A-logging on that site. And I remember that Karina got doxxed. And it was around the time that she was fussing with Sanders Kennedy. And I guess that what was exposed was that Karina is Russian. She's of Russian extraction. I don't know if she lives at Brighton Beach, but it's like that area, or at least she did back then. And that she was working in a field. I know, right, Amber Chick? And that she was working in a field that required a lot of writing. I don't know if she was a copy editor or if she was, she worked in I think she may have worked in social services. I don't remember. But it's the kind of field where you have to do a lot of writing and write a lot of reports and that kind of thing. And what strikes me is that Karina's language skills have really slipped. She makes a lot of grammatical errors. She's a lot like garlic bread in that respect. And her content has dumbed her down. I mean, not that she was ever a genius, but she's gotten progressively worse over time. And when I tell you that getting through these Karina videos is torture, I am not joking. All right.
The spirit of what she said was a lie. She lied to further her narrative. My girlfriend needs to be called Tommy. She wants to be called Tommy. That's what she prefers. I do it out of respect. The narrative being, listen, that, you know, it's Tommy's thing to use a fake name. But in reality, it was Amber's thing to use, you know, a fake name. Like
how many times has she repeated this point? We are not even 8 minutes into this video, and I think that she has made this point about half a dozen times already. Hey, Brenda. Yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty funny. But more and more people are beginning to notice she repeats herself all the time. Well, thank you, my love. Thank you, my darling. And I hope that those of you who receive your memberships appreciate them. Hello, let me see which lurkers were outed. Hang on. That's always fun. Oh, Recliner Goddess. Congrats. Moon and Stars, The Pressure Cooker, Zeta Ray All Day, and He-Man. Congratulations to all of you. All right, let's go. And if any of you are consider yourselves to be friends with Texas One, if you get gifted a membership in here, she blocks you. So just be aware of that fact, because the woman is in her 70s and she acts like a high school mean girl. Let's continue.
Tommy told you. Amber came up with that name, right? Like Amber came up with it. I didn't imply she chose it. I implied that she wanted to be called Tommy above anything else. Notice the words above anything else. Listen to what she's doing. She's minimizing what she did by lying and implying that Tommy chose the name and it was Tommy's idea to have a fake name when it was really Amber's.
Well, her YouTube handle, it's like Texas something 1949. I'm assuming that's her birth year, so we can all do the math. All right.
That's the point. By using the words above anything else. Amberlynn, people that have been around manipulators can see right through you. This is manipulative, specific language to minimize what you did. You clearly highly implied that Tommy chose her fake name when in reality, since day one, it was you. And you can use a manipulative language like above anything else. And you can be a stickler for the exact wording that was used. But you have gaslit and manipulated your audience in this case. And I know it's not a big deal. I'm the one saying it's not a big deal. But I just want to show you it's the little things that make up the big rift in her relationship and then the norm. 9 times out of 10, she's sitting right next to me, just like she's currently now. I want you to pay very close attention to what is being said here.
Oh, God.
One of the things that happens in the Amberverse is no matter how much she manipulates and no matter how much she uses language in a certain way, she always tells it herself.
You know what I find fascinating? That these people in this community, these idiot content creators and these stupid audience members, they care so deeply about people's pets only if they don't like the person that owns the pet. So they'll go after Foodie, they'll go after Amber, they'll go after whomever, but they'll never, ever, ever approach Frenchie and say that they want a proof of life on BBJ. They will never do that. All these crazy bitches who are out there talking about, oh my God, cats, and I care about her cat, and I care about Rarity, and I care about blah, 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 blah. You don't give a shit, okay? If any of you cared, you would ask to see BBJ right this moment. Where is BBJ? Show us BBJ. Show us her nails. Let's see if they've been cut. Is BBJ alive? Show us the cat with an actual proof of life. Take the cat, go out and buy a newspaper, put the cat on the newspaper so that we can see today's headline with the date, and then we will know that the cat is alive. But nobody cares. Yes. Of course she does. And we know what that means. There is no more BBJ. But this is how much people actually care about pets in the community. They don't care at all. And the reason that I shadily pointed out me listening to Karina while I was shopping at Walmart. Yes, proof of life. I want a proof of life on BBJ. I want to see that cat. Show us the cat. Come on, cat ladies. Everybody get together and go and brigade Frenchie and demand a proof of life on that cat, since you're all so concerned. What? So you were concerned about BBJ until Frenchie catnapped her. And then I heard that at one point Frenchie was doing a stream and you could hear the cat meowing in a closet or something. And nobody sent SEAL Team 6 to rescue the cat. All right, got it. Yeah, I agree. But nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. How difficult would it be to just say, all right, well, BBJ was elderly. I mean, I think that when FFG snatched her up, she was over 20 years old. So, yes. Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay, the reason I mentioned Walmart is I don't know if she's going to say it in this video, and honestly, listening to this woman is making me lose my will to live. So, she was criticizing Amberlynn because Amberlynn posted, I guess she posted on Instagram how many hours she had spent listening to Billie Eilish music. And Karina's like, why are you listening to Billie Eilish instead of looking for your cat? Okay. Point is, I was at Walmart and I was even comparison shopping at Walmart. I was picking out ingredients for dinner. I was looking around because I'm thinking of making pinwheel cookies. And I was looking around for ingredients for that. And I noticed some cereal that I wanted to pick up. And while I was doing that, I was listening to Karina and I was getting ready. I was coming up with ideas for today's stream. Isn't it amazing that you can listen to something with AirPods in and you can do something else at the same time? And again, they don't care about rarity. They don't care. I think that cat is gone. And you can define gone in whatever way you choose. But that cat is not going to come back. I think it's done. I think that the cat has either gone off to Kitty Valhalla, or the cat was picked up and the cat is now under the care of somebody else. Pete, she got hugely criticized because there was a cat a gray and white cat, I guess, that could have been rarity, and Amberlynn called. And when she called, the woman told her that the descriptions don't match, that the cat that was in their possession had, had white markings on the face and rarity didn't. And Karina's response is, well, why didn't you go grab an Uber and go over to the shelter and take a look at the cat yourself? Why would you do that? If Bug ran away and he went off and I couldn't find him, and I was looking for him and I was getting really, really worried about him and all of that, and I got a call from somebody at an animal shelter, and they said that they had picked up a boxer, a fawn boxer, a male, and with these and these markings, right? And I would think, oh my God, they got Bug. But they said, oh, and the dog has soft, natural ears. I would know it wasn't Bug. Bug's ears are cropped. So if I knew that the dog in question was not Bug, why the hell would I get in my car or an Uber and go and drive to the Humane Society or the shelter to look at a dog that's not mine? Why would I do that? I'm telling you, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Exactly. Right. And like I said, it's either Kitty Valhalla or the cat is chilling in some other home. I don't think that we'll see rarity again unless Amberlynn has pulled off the troll to end all trolls and she's pulling a Nikocado and she's been lying about the cat being gone the whole time. And then right around Christmas, she's going to go, ta-da, and there's rarity. That would be epic. Talk about rage bait. But I don't think that she's got the gumption or the creativity to pull off a troll of that nature. My point is, none of these people actually care about that cat. Nobody cares about the cat. And no matter what you do, it's not good enough. It's never good enough for these people. Amberlynn, why did you upload a video of yourself at a Billie Eilish concert enjoying yourself? Well, if you look at the timeline, it's because Rarity was still around when they went to Billie Eilish. And then afterwards, what do you want her to do? If she posted a video every single day of herself crying over Rarity, you all would say it was performative. You would say she's not really crying. There are no tears. And if she doesn't talk about Rarity, oh, obviously you don't care about your cat. Again, you cannot win with these idiots. You can't win. Right. Exactly. Right. So this is the footprint that Karina wants to leave behind. And to the best of my knowledge, she has never called Amberlynn and Tommy murderers, but, you know, there's still time. I can't watch this anymore. I'm sorry, you guys. I hate to disappoint you, but I'm just so over it. Exactly. That's exactly right, Riri. You're absolutely correct. And I would not have listened to that Karina video if it hadn't popped up in autoplay. It just happened to be the next video in the queue. And I heard that voice, hello, my girly pops. And I thought, oh, God. And then I realized, oh, great. Well, I have something to fill out the back end of my stream today. That's cool. All right, you guys. I am going to continue with my day. I have to do something. I have to run an errand here. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you, Negs, my love, for those 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate you. Loves ya. All right, you guys. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys the next time. Thanks, guys.